Be you, I wouldn't even know. Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe OMI DEVVE DEFX DACAT SHIRO update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Heck of a day. Heck of a day. We've had a what do we have here? We've had a heck of a day for, I guess, everything. Bitcoin's actually only down 1% on the day. We did go down to 106 something before. Yesterday, I think we were at like 114, give or take. So a little bit off from there. But today, as for the last 24 hours at least, really only down like 0.5%. Actually, not that bad. But other stuff is ETH is actually only down 1.5% as well. This had reached 37 something. It's back up to 3,800 now, though, where again, yesterday it was up to like 4,100, give or take. Maybe not that. Maybe it was like 40. Let's see here. Yeah, it only got up to 4,030, 4,000. This looks so much higher than that, though. Let's say 4,100 just to make things even. But a lot of the other stuff, especially OMI, OMI's down a lot today. OMI's down another, so it actually only down 5% right now. It was down like 9% before. We were at like 0.00136. I'll see if I could try to get it. 1361, which is very, very low. And it's not like it wicked down there. Like it was down there for a bit, went back up to 1.4, 1.3 again, 1.4, 1.3 again. Now it's 1.433. So it's actually only down less than 5% today, but down 33%. Sorry, 32% the last 7 days, which is not great. Down 56% on the month, also not great. 60% on the year. So yeah, it is no matter how you slice it, it is a horrible look for OMI. That being said, I think I will go in and grab a little bit more. Give me 1 second here. Just got an email. Yeah, that's not going to be good. We've got, I was looking to get a little more today and a little more DEVVE, but unfortunately, problems all around the world with, I don't know if it was still a thing with AWS. Just a lot of people with a lot of different things. Unfortunately, money has been moving slow. It would have been great to get at 0.0013. It's 143 right now, so it's still, again, pretty cheap in my opinion. And I'll still grab some here if I can, but unfortunately, stuff has just not been moving as quickly as I would like. And we'll go over more OMI in a little bit, but right now we've got DEVVE. DEVVE's got, it's actually flat on the day, which is weird because we were at 4.0 before. I don't think it might have wicked just slightly below that, but we're at 4. We were at 4.0. We're at 4.169 right now. Have a comment nice down below with a 69. $36 million market cap for DEVVE, and OMI is not much higher. It's 40 million. It did wick down to under 40 million before. And when people ask, like, you know, how much lower can we go? I don't know. Like you have millions in volume per day. Now, granted, the volume is down. It used to be like 9 or 10 million in volume per day. Now we're down to 3.24, so down 17% in volume on the day. And again, if it was something like Definity, where it's like, yeah, 3.5. Let's see what we have here. If it was like 3.3 million in market cap, I'd be like, okay, probably not going to get cut in half again. But when you have a market cap that's in the tens of millions of dollars, there's a little bit of room to kind of play there, where it's like, okay, you know, it could. And again, with not a lot of volume, it doesn't really take that much for the price to go down. Also, that being said, it's not going to take that much for the price to go up either. I have seen it in some other communities where every time there's a buy, there's automatically a sell. Is that happening here right now? I mean, at least the last couple days it is. I don't know who's selling. All of my whales and all of my high net worth individuals that I just know they're not selling. Heck, a bunch of them are stacking. I know a few people that have gotten tens of millions of OMI. Like just this week, they're like, it's too cheap. And I agree with them. It is too cheap. Now, that being said, I would have said it was too cheap in January of this year at 0003. We've lost 50% from there. So again, give me $1 million back in January, would have blown it all at 0003. That would have gotten cut in half. So could it get cut in half again? Anything's always possible. That being said, as soon as I get some of this money, I will go get some more OMI, but that is I don't know when that'll happen. I honestly, I was expecting this money a month ago, and to be quite honest, thank God I didn't get it, because I would have got it a month ago at 0033, and now it's been cut in half. So I'm going to get a little more OMI, which is really nice. But again, that being said, I can buy it here, and we could go into the quad zeros, because again, if the price was only, or if the market cap was like single digit market cap, like again, if it was around Definity at like 3.3 million, it's like, okay, probably not going to get cut in half. But with tens of millions of dollars in market cap, again, it just has that room. You could have someone that could get liquidated, which again, I don't know anyone that's selling. But clearly there are, like, there's millions in volume, and clearly we're trending down. I did not get a chance to watch Crypto Rain's live today with Paul. I, however, did see a clip from it. When it comes to traders, generally the rule is like the trend is your friend until it's not, and OMI's trending down. And what Paul likes to do, Paul is a top tier technical analysis guy. He's one of the best like in the world, and he'll tell you that it's like, I almost never get the bottom, because he wants to wait for a confirmation bull flag. He wants to wait for a confirmation that you're out of the downtrend, and there's no confirmation. And because he doesn't buy when they're in a downtrend, he doesn't really get the bottoms. He waits until it is confirmed out of that downtrend into an uptrend, and then he'll buy. And then again, he misses the bottom, but he doesn't waste money by trying to say like, well, it's a really cheap price, I'll get it here. And then it continues with the downtrend. He waits until it goes up, confirmation that it goes out, and then it explodes. So he didn't rate it as a buy, but I'm pretty sure that's because we're just still in the downtrend. And once we break the downtrend, he'll put it as a buy. But as of right now, it is not. For him, anyway. For me, though, I'll still buy as soon as I get some. Anyway, who's this? I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of have a sure, one day. I have a busy week. I might not be on live here. I'll be on live here, I think, through Friday. I think I have Jason Naylor. I has to come on. I'm so freaking busy this next week. I might be away for a few days, and I might come back on like Wednesday. But for a couple of days, I'll be busy. Then I got to go to New York on Tuesday, and I still haven't booked those flights yet. Long time. Anyway, this is just keeping things open, honest, and transparent. I will let everybody know my moves as soon as I make them. So that was OMI. Let's get into DEVVE here real quick. I know I mentioned them briefly in the ever briefest of moments, and we'll go back to OMI in a minute, but we'll take care of some of the other stuff first. Also, I have Greg White coming on, I think at like 8:30. It's VeVe's new, I don't say partner, collab artist who got a book coming out on VeVe Comics. He says tomorrow, but I think it's today. I haven't checked. Again, been crazy busy day. DEVVE is, what are we at here? 181,000 in volume. That's very, very low. $36 million market cap, down less than a percent. So it's at 41 cents. And I have no problem stacking here. But again, I don't know what the overall market is going to tell us about where are these tokens going to go? Do we get another 30% retrade? And again, if you get another, what are we at, 107 on Bitcoin? 107.5. And we were down to under 107 before, so at 107.6 now. Let's take a look at this. Kind of trading sideways for a week, downtrend. Yeah, even the past month, we're at 112, go up to 126, down to 102, back up to 107. It's not it's not looking great. Um, I've been, I don't want to say under the illusion, but I was talking to a buddy of mine before, and I was saying like, and he was saying, we could have these wild swings down, and then eventually, as retail gets in, we'll have a wild swing up. And my argument was, or the way I saw it was that I know these banks. I don't know them. A friend of mine that works with them, like hundreds, directly with at least dozens, but they represent a bunch, and he has his workers work with the other several dozen of these banks and institutions. They're trading all the live long day. They are buying here, they're selling once it goes up 30%, they're selling here. It's +2, -1 until you reach whatever Bitcoin's high is, 500,000. We're in a super cycle. I don't know. Um, I don't think there will be a blow off top. I think it'll be more staircases because the way I was looking at it, once you have institutions that are buying at 102 to 107 and it goes back up to 126, maybe 130, they have no problem selling again like they did. In a bull, we had the biggest liquidation event of over $9 billion in a bull market. I think that tells you that institutions now control crypto. And I, to me, it looks like I don't care how many people in retail get in, these peons with like their 5K and change, or let's say they sell a house and they have a couple hundred grand, and a bunch of people do that. Sure, they still don't have the power that these banks and institutions have with their backdoor deals and their calls, and they're like, hey, I will sell in the open market, and then we'll buy in these black liquidity pools, and we'll um I, again, the way I was looking at it is like the 4-year cycle is probably done, and again, +2, -1 until you reach whatever the high is, and it could be that way for a very, very long time. So if you just want to hold, that's fine. But that's the way I was looking at it, and why I don't think you get a crazy blow off top like we've had in past. But then my friend was explaining it to me, saying, well, listen, that was because you had a bunch of people trading on leveraged money. And when you saw that, like it was the same thing that happened with GameStop, but in reverse. You see so many more shorts existing on GameStop than there were actual shares. So it was easy to go buy and squeeze. And a bunch of people lost a bunch of money. A bunch of people made a bunch of money. Um, and he said the same thing happened just in reverse, where you had all of these positions of, again, billions of dollars going long, and they were leveraged, and it was very easy to take that out. He doesn't see that happening anymore because people kind of learn their lesson, and okay, fair point. And he says that once the normal people are able to go in and buy, and he says they will, and I agree with him. Like I said, we're going to have all of these people coming in with 5K to 500K plus, and these are just, and those are just like kind of people like me, not including like the people that have an extra 10 million, like, yeah, I'll finally go in, or these like baby boomers that are going to sell their stocks to kind of fund their retirement. And it's like, well, you know what, I'm going to try and get into this Bitcoin here for the kids. And there's going to be a very large transfer of wealth from boomers to millennials, and millennials, my generation, like the alcoholics of this generation of life, they're going to YOLO it. And they're going to, like, there'll be some people that'll be responsible, but there'll be others like I'll tell you this. Whenever there's a new video game that comes out, there's a bunch of people in the tech world that are in these major companies, and I don't mean just like in Silicon Valley. I mean like in high levels of government, like at NSA, that are like, yeah, new Battlefield's coming out, new Halo's coming out. I want to take this week off. And you have insane amounts of reorganization and reallocation of resources that these government level agencies have to work around because people are taking off to play video games. I took leave when I was in the military when Pokemon, oh God, which one was this? When Pokemon Sun and Moon came, no, X and Y came out. And then when Sun and Moon was coming out 3 years later, I was like, you know what? I'm going to move my terminal leave, which is, I scheduled my terminal leave, and that's the leave you get like at the end of your military career. I scheduled that around the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So like, I know that's my generation. I've done it before. This was 10 years ago, but I do it again too. So I think when you have a combination of FOMO in conjunction with this giant wealth transfer between the boomers and millennials, and I guess now Gen Z are adults now too, as wild as that is. And I love Gen Z adults; they're great. You're gonna have this gold rush into crypto, and according to my friend, like the institutions won't be able to keep it down. Like they could try, but it just won't be possible because again, crypto is so small at like a $4 trillion market cap. It's going to go probably insane. So again, I can't wait to see it. Does that happen in the next 2 months? Probably not. But does it happen in the next 8 to 12 months? Probably. But hopefully before then. But you know. Anyway, one of the things, and why I'm gonna get more DEVVE than anything else in the next, hopefully the next day. But I've been saying this for a fucking month now, so I don't think this money's coming in anytime soon. Anyway, whenever I do get those funds, the bulk of those funds will actually go to DEVVE, because even though OMI is technically safer because of the partnerships that they have, because of the money that they're bringing in, because of the history of the company, because of the absolute lack of competition in the digital collectible space, yeah, VeVe and OMI is technically safer than most other things. People won't believe that when they look at the chart, but again, as a company, they're sitting pretty. Whereas DEVVE, yeah, they have a stock exchange partner. Nobody knows who it is though, and even if we could kind of guess, and it's supposedly a top tier exchange partner, so supposedly a big partnership, but we don't know what type of partnership it is. And you know, is it going to make them a cash cow? Is it going to make them money? Like, what's the marketing campaign going to be like? I know the rumors NASDAQ, not that anyone has any tangible proof of that, but if, let's say it was, DEVVE has incredible announcements all the time, same as VeVe. VeVe just announced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which has a 10 plus billion dollar valuation. Like they're like a $20 billion IP, give or take. And the price took a 30% haircut. I don't know what the fuck that's about. People in the crypto space are taking crazy pills. So again, you could have these big announcements like DEVVE's announced some incredible things, and it doesn't matter. So let's say they do have a big announcement, London, New York Stock Exchange, Beijing, Hong Kong, NASDAQ, any one of those 5 or 5 others that they could announce. If DEVVE announces it, and that's it. If their exchange partner treats them the same way that VeVe partners treat VeVe, and there's no love from them, and there's no joint marketing campaign, that's probably going to be a sell event. You know, straight up. But if it's a joint marketing campaign, and suddenly you have Wall Street and MSNBC and Fox and all of them like shining a light on DEVVE, assuming that's an American exchange, it could be London, it could be Eastern. Eastern would be anywhere in Asia. You know, if they do, then yeah, you get a big light shown on DEVVE, and it does like a 20x, just like that. Bring it to about $8, be fine. But again, that's on the announcement, and I feel like I've been talking too long about this. Anyway, let's go to Definity. They were down to 2 cents. They're back up to 2.1. This one person just yeeted $3,600 into it, and you're going to have to excuse me real quick because I'm going to have to take a swill of this. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was good stuff. All right, let's do DACAT. Let's see where we have here. Down 0.5% on the day. Not bad considering what else is going on. $1.9 million market cap, 471,000 in liquidity, 239,000 each, both Ethereum and DACAT. And we've got the volume here, $269 in volume. So pretty low on volume. And again, talk to me in April. What would I have bought? Give me $1 million. Let's just say a certain amount of money, 30%. Each would be split into DEVVE, Definity, OMI, and the other 10% would have been DACAT. And DACAT would have outperformed them all. I don't have it here. There's a bunch of tokens that, oh, maybe I could find it. I think I could find this real quick. There's a bunch of tokens that a buddy of mine had bought, and it was, oh God. It was and he bought $10 of each of them, $10 worth of OMI, Bitcoin, DACAT, Shiba Inu, Doji Elon Mars, Pepe, SPX 6900, and Mogcoin. Now, this was as of yesterday at 3:53 a.m., but Akomi was beating them all. So he had bought $10 worth of the stuff on August 7th. Now, again, Akomi's beating them all, but if you were to change that date to April 7th, DACAT would be beating them all. Mogcoin got wrecked. SPX 6900 got wrecked. Honestly, everything got wrecked except for Shiba Inu, DACAT, Bitcoin, and Akomi, which are all still down, but not like 80% down. So anyway, moving on here. Turtle Golf says, "Who's that? 35 cents? Where do you find comics for 30? Oh, okay, like on Stacker, obviously, but it seems like a great opportunity to sweep on Stacker. Yes, if you can. Oh, I don't know, because what is this here? Give me one sec. Oh, there has been $400 million in long liquidations the last 24 hours and 127 million in short liquidations. That is wild. And I'll get some more comments here in a second. Who's that? I'm not spending OMI here. In fact, what I'm doing is quite the opposite. I listed a partner statue. It's a 3-digit partner statue, the cheapest 3-digit out there, for 10 million OMI. That's worth less than $1,500 right now for a 3-digit partner statue. On top of that, I have listed a Todd McFarlane Batman, a sub 100 Todd McFarlane for 15.5 million OMI, which I think is worth nothing. That is worth times about $2,200. And that was at 1.5. Actually, it's probably like 2,100, give or take. So I am 100,000% not selling, not buying any, or sorry, not using my OMI to buy anything, because yeah, no, I need to stack more OMI. And that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. Bill Gardner says, "First like, boy, I'll be going live at Bill Gardner in about an hour." I know he says less than 3 hours to go till the world's clock. I don't y'all go live at like 9:30? What is 7:30 Mountain Time? Is that 10:30? What time is it in Mountain Time? Who on earth lives in Mountain Time? Okay, 2 hours. So yeah. So yeah, 9:30. So about 1 hour. Yeah. Fuck. Quick question on the comic Discord. All right, Nike the Pig is calling for me on the comic Discord. Hey mate, VeVe is able to what? the platform is the information around rarity. No additions, I believe. We'll just take another quick look now. Confirming before I start making them. I'm sure it'll be possible mint with a lot of different rarities. Usually 5 rarities, but we can do 3. But we can do less rarities if needed. Okay. Yeah. Quick look. Possible Frankenstein. What? Yeah. 5 rarities. Okay. I answered the question. I answered the call. Duck Cover says, "Hey Bill, what's up, Duck Cover?" With Yertle the turtle. Baby Zombie says, "Yo." Dog Boy says, "Hey Randy and fam, what's going on? How you doing?" We'll get Greg Weck on here in a little bit. I just did I miss anything? All right, Shiro, we got to do. We haven't done Shiro yet. Let's see where they're at. Oh, they're down about 10% on the day to about $2.3 million. Still $356,000 in volume though. I mean, they're still getting that volume. They're still getting it. Okay. Amernov says 70. Amernov's $10. Dude, if it is 10 cents end of year, whatever you want, I'll do it for it. Whatever you want. Like that Hugh Jackman movie. It's everything you ever want. It's everything you ever need, and it's here right in front of you. Necrohectual. Like, I'm not sure the cash out decision in OMI is going to help the price. Honestly, even now, the prices on Stacker are like 30% cheaper than they are on VeVe. Once you have the only way to cash out be Stacker, the prices on VeVe, or at least Stacker, they're probably going to go down. What does that do for the token though? I don't know. Yeah, short term you'll probably see some sell pressure, but I think over the midterm, not even long term, the midterm, you're probably going to have a bunch of people that are going to start really using the app more. Because I mean, you see it already. You see the new people coming on and buying something. It's just that the active daily users are still very, very low. But I think most of that is because you need the KYC to cash out, which nobody wants to do. It's a big barrier to entry. So when you get rid of that, you're probably going to see a lot more active daily users, and you're probably going to see a lot more people using the token. So there's going to be a lot more burns, but yes, you're going to have people cash out, and there is going to be sell pressure on the token. So here's another thing that I'll tell you guys. Some of this money is coming from a deal, which honestly, based on the person that's supposed to doing this deal with me, I can't fucking tell you when this is going to happen. Honestly, I probably have to wait till next week. Again, it was supposed to be a month ago, then it was supposed to be last week, then it's supposed to be today, then it's supposed to be a day at like 5 p.m., then 7 p.m., and now I am, either way, whatever happens, if I go in and let's say tomorrow I get this money, I buy a little more OMI, buy a little more DEVVE, and then in 2 months from now, the price gets cut in half again. I am selling some shares in one of the companies I own. I don't know how long that'll take, but I think by the end of the year, I'll have a little more money to go in and buy again. So I think by December, and I bet you it comes in like December 30th, right? Or I don't know if banks are there December 31st. I feel that's a Wednesday. I just feel like on that Wednesday, everyone wants to get like money kind of off their balance sheet. Like, nope, money go out, so they don't have to pay the taxes on it. By that time, speaking of which, I just got hecked here. Shit. Yeah, by that time, which I'll probably get the money by then, because I'm gonna have to pay taxes on it literally in April. So I guarantee I get it by then. DEVVE will probably be up because I anticipate the exchange partner being announced and some marketing being done. But I think that OMI's got a chance of still being down here by that point. Now, it might not be down here at 00015, but even at 0003, I have no problem buying there. Heck, the first time I'd buy it was like 007. So again, I have no problem buying at 0003. This is a, yeah. So that's fine. And I have a lot more shares and a lot more companies to sell. So if it drops again from there, I honestly, a billion OMI might not be too hard at that point. Yeah, well, Druin says DEVVE will outperform OMI by a lot. So when I was saying before that, oh, my man, Greg White,
how are you?
Come on, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Should I have the camera this way, the long way?
Oh, that's good. That's fine. Yeah, this is good.
Or do you like this way? I don't know which is better.
I think I would. Yeah, whatever way is better or easier for you.
Okay.
Is fine.
If it works the same for you, I guess this hopefully should work.
Yeah. All right. So we have a announcement here from Greg. Let's see. Let's go to your. When did you announce this? You announced it yesterday, right?
Yeah, we are now announcing it yesterday, today. This is the big announcement for the big drop tomorrow.
That is Gakido. Okay, we have your starring celebrities cast and drawn in our comic. Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa from Mortal Kombat and from Law and Order. Ice-T's wife, Coco's World, by comic book artist Greg White. Pinup poster artist of Spawn, number 30, Image Comics, and Odd Key NFT. So it is your comic book Gakido, and tell us a little bit. First off, tell us a little bit of how you enjoyed the after parties at New York Comic Con.
Oh my gosh! Honestly, like, to go to the VeVe after party and to hang out with an awesome community means everything to me, especially because I'm stuck alone for 17 hours a day at a art table drawing or a computer desk doing digital stuff. You know, it's very isolating, and to be able to go and meet this terrific, wonderful crew of collectors, and, you know, seeing you there and David, you, and shout out to all the VeVe people over there. What's up, guys? It's been great, you know, Zoe and you know, Anthony and everybody, Josh, everyone who's been participating, and Dan, and again, you know, it's just been such a wonderful community of people, and to meet all the collectors like who came to the event was so wonderful and fun, and it was great. I mean, listen, there was a guy there, you know, who literally had me draw the Gakido character on his head, which was awesome. What's up? If you're there watching, hey, you know, it was so cool. Maddie, what's up? Really, really great crew of people and stuff. And, you know, you traded some OMI for an awesome jacket that looked badass on you.
I did. It was good. We had and I think at the time it was like $250. Now I think that OMI's worth like $140. So it was a good deal for me.
Wow.
We had you got to meet Al Khan, which I think you met before, or at least talked to before.
But it was great to see him in person, you know?
Yeah, he's awesome. Are you going to be around on next Tuesday?
I think so. I don't have my calendar in front of me, but I might be. Yeah, what's going on?
His wife invited me out because I help with the charity a lot, the First Responders Children's Foundation, and invited me for First Responders Day. So I haven't bought my ticket yet or anything, but I should be out there. I got to give her a call. But if you're around, I don't think that's going to last the whole day. I think that should maybe be a couple hours in the morning, probably.
Cool.
Yeah. Talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, if you're around, like if I'm here, text me. Maybe we'll meet up or whatever. And send me the link too. Maybe I could try to go to the event. I'm not sure.
Aye, sir. We will. And,
that'd be terrific.
Now tell us about Gakido, and tell us about how Gakido was born.
Oh my gosh, you know, it's great. First of all, big shout out to the co-creator and writer Brandon Wilson, Bugsy Hoffa, what's up, who was the you know, wonderful mastermind behind our first launch, you know, and we did the comic book, which is different than the one that you will be getting on VeVe. So for those of you who are new, go to vv.me/comics/publisher/beyond comics. And you'll see that dropping live October 23rd, which I'm really excited about on Thursday, tomorrow, which is really exciting. And you'll get a 64-page special edition of this. I've redrawn some of the stuff inside it and even made Cary Tagawa's likeness look even more like him. And, you know, again, for those of you who know, he's the star of Mortal Kombat as Shang Tsung. Finish him, your soul is mine. You know, him. And the Man in the High Castle on Amazon Prime. It's cool. Sometimes he'll call me like at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, he did this like a couple of years back, and he's like, "Greg, are you ready to meditate?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, your soul is mine." I was like, "Oh my God." You know, he's really cool like that. So that was a lot of fun, and it's great to be able to cast them and draw these celebrities as characters officially in the comic. I cast it like you cast a movie, you know, and that's been great. Also with Coco as well, Ice-T's wife from Law and Order. So that's really fun to have them. And the you have like not only this special edition does not only have your 22 to 24 page comic story of Gakito, but then I have a commemorative behind the scenes look plus a preview of Ravedactyl, Codename Justice, and Tricity, my other superheroes. And for those of you who are seeing for the first time, that's Ravedactyl, and that's Codename Justice, and Tricity is inside the comic book over here. You can see Ravedactyl fighting Tricity, and you could actually see this come to life in the animated trailer that we just dropped. We just dropped an updated one today, which is really exciting. So if you guys go to beyondcomics.tv and you check out YouTube or on Twitter at Beyond Comics, on X at Beyond Comics. Not to be confused with Beyond Comics Now, which is like a comic book shop. So look for Greg White Beyond Comics on X.
So when you go there and when you, let's say we get it, do you know how much it'll be at first? How much it'll be like per comic?
Oh yeah, I know we're doing a limited run of 1,000 issues of Gakito on VeVe with a secret rare. It's first appearance and a secret rare, 5 different covers, including one of Coco and as Cleo, our character, as well as Cary Tagawa as Lord Shinryu in the comic book, which you'll see here. Hold on, let me just show you that. So this is Coco, which is the tribute. This pose is a tribute to the work that I did when I was hired originally, way back in the day when I was a teenager in school by Todd McFarlane to draw the double-page spread pinup for Spawn issue number 30. And I had Spawn fighting Angela, and now we have Coco as Cleo fighting Gakito in there. So it's like a little tribute to those who like still have the Spawn issue number 30. And then, of course, Cary Tagawa, you'll see him live in the comic come to life, and you'll see this actually animated in the trailer for those of you who haven't seen the trailer yet. And by the way, a lot of people don't know I drew this by hand. It's not AI. Okay, I sat and drew this with a pencil and a pen and ink and digitally colored it afterward. And for the animation, actually, some of it it's not all AI. I actually did like every 5 seconds I would have an actual drawing and that I would do by hand. And then you could use the AI to animate some of the keyframes. I draw the keyframes and then it animates the in-betweens of those keyframes, which is kind of cool. And then I also did traditional animation using CGI and After Effects and Premiere and things like that, which I think Maya, if you guys know 3D programs. So we've used a whole combination of different things to make this come to life. I call it ethical use of AI. So we're not using the AI to create for us. We're doing the creation, and then we use it as a tool, like you'd use Photoshop to help move the arm or help move the leg. You know, and like some of the stuff we've done also, like we'll sculpt the statues and we'll, you know, make all this kind of art by hand. And what's funny is that I took the original Spawn drawing I did before AI was even a thing, and I scanned it in the system, and it said 98% AI. It's not. It's 100% hand drawn. I thought you'd get a kick out of that. It's like really funny.
You're too good for it. So this is not your first foray into, I guess, into the, I want to say just the comic world, but this type of Comic-Con type of selling feature. You've had a couple of major successes with not just comics, but with the action figures associated with them. Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. Yeah, it was so exciting. It's a great question too. It was a real dream come true. We had the same company that made the Stan Lee action figure from Marvel Comics and Hercules and Vampirella, and then they got the license rights to do our action figures. And actually, you could see the figures here. Is it coming out okay in camera?
Yeah.
You could see Tricity and Cleo. And that was terrific to be able to have those action figures come to life. And it was really like, it's a fun story too, because it's done by TB League Bison. T like Tony, B like boy, League. TB League Bison, Bison with a PH. And it was great to see those action figures. And I remember, like, when we got the licensing deal, they were interested to do something new superheroes, new characters. And one of the big things about our characters is that we wanted to create new empowered superheroes with new superpowers, not the same old guy who's just strong or he shoots lasers or he flies, like original new fighting techniques, fighting powers, superpowers that I haven't seen done before. So I've created like a whole universe of new characters, and these are just the first few. So if you look here, and I'll show you guys, like these are like the first 5 characters. We have Coco as Cleo, Goddess of Seduction. We have Codename Justice, and we have Kakito. Then we have Ravadactyl, Life Beyond Death. And then we have Tricity. And that's just the first 5. Like, I've created over 100 different IP, intellectual properties, to turn into superheroes and comics and video games and streaming and movies and toys and everything. But those action figures, wow, was that a dream come true. And I remember when I got the license deal and we signed it, they have their own team of people to, sculpt and, do the engineering and the box art and things like that. And I remember I went to my advisory board and some of my partners, and I was like, listen, I used to work in the toy industry at Toy Fair, back at the 200 Fifth Avenue building in New York City. And I really understand like the mind of the consumer and the collector, because I am one. Like, I love this stuff. I collect, I love these things. So working professionally in the industry gave me an opportunity to create stuff that I know we all love as collectors together. So I went to my board and I was like, listen, let me contact the licensee people and ask them if they would mind, even though I created the characters here of Tricity, and Brandon and I did, Kakito and Cleo. I said, listen, why don't we let me contact them and see if they'll let me do the packaging art and design the figure. I have good ideas to make the feet weighted so they could stand on their own without, having a kickstand. Maybe like use the seamless synthetic skin technique of the figure to hide all the joints, have removable masks. And I wanted to really do it up. And they're like, don't F up the deal, Greg, for God's sakes, leave it alone. And I was like, let me try. So I send them an email and I told them I have some ideas if they wouldn't mind. I don't want to step on their toes or anything, but I feel like maybe I could help enhance the figures and enhance the sales of those figures. And they were like estimating maybe, $20,000 in retail sales for a new unknown character, like the new stuff I've created, with Tricity and things like that. So I said to them, hey, listen, I have this idea and maybe we could do some stuff. So do you mind if I design the toy and send you all the designs and, and the packaging? So they send me an email back. Guess what they said?
What?
Dear Mr. White, this is the most highly unusual request we've ever received from a licensor before. However, we're intrigued. What did you have in mind? so that was cool. So I told them, remove the mask, titanium steel skeleton inside the figure with 28 points of articulation. They agreed. They did it. We spent an extra couple of years in tooling and getting it, and I'm sending them back and forth every single design that I was doing, and sending them all that stuff, and then digitally back and forth, making corrections on the actual stuff. So they take photos of their prototype. I would fix it in the computer by, hand manipulating all the art in Photoshop, and then I'd send it back to them with corrections. And then boom, they did it, and I'm happy to say that both action figures sold out worldwide, and it generated about $500,000 in retail sales. And in the aftermarket, it's going for about like anywhere from like $250 to $500 per figure now, which is bonkers, you know. So I'm so excited that it did well, you know. And then we had to deal with, of course, you know, the unfortunate pandemic and everything shutting down, and then the WGA, Writers Guild of America, and then actors strike, all those strikes, and you know, all my movie scripts that I've been writing, you know, is all registered with WGA, so we had to wait. So now we're back on the saddle, and then we got signed by Marvel and Disney's distributors, VeVe, which is great. So go to VeVe.me, guys, and you'll see it. With just search for Beyond Comics and Gekido.
In like 12, well, do you know what time it comes out tomorrow?
Yes, it's 11 a.m. Eastern time in New York, and West Coast time 8 a.m.
Sweet.
October 23rd.
14 hours and 15 minutes.
Yes.
The countdown starts. So how many of those actually sold to make that much money? I guess how many of them sold, do you know?
That's a great, I don't have those numbers with me. No, that's all from the toy company. They handle all that stuff, and we get like a royalty in advance, but that's all their stuff. So they told us, and we saw it, we see it, like when we Google searched a lot of the stores, we found that it was sold out too, which was a wonderful feeling, because it's proof of concept. People want new superheroes. They really do. They want new, fresh stories. Instead of always rebooting and recasting and telling the same story and over, let's bring some fresh new superhero content, some fresh ideas, even with the awesome stuff you're doing. And you know, if you want to tell the fans, you know, I did one of his secret covers coming soon.
I don't know if I have told them. They know you're doing one for DeCat. That's my little,
yes.
my little, yeah. I've gone a little crazy with getting a tattoo of it, but that's how you know I'm in it for the
That's
long
awesome, man. That's it, man. Cat Comics. So I drew one of the covers for him, guys. So when it comes out, you know, definitely, you know, tell me, I'll come back on and support you, man.
Heck yeah. What I really like, because we have like collectors here, and if let's say those particular toys, let's say they were sold for like $20 each. You have 22,500 out there. If you gross 450, that's what the math works out to. So if somebody
was
wanted
limited
to
edition, so I know it wasn't. I know it was more expensive than that because of the seamless synthetic skin. They're 12-inch, 1/6 scale, and stuff like that. So there was somewhere between like one and I guess around 150-ish or something like that. I have to go back and look and see. So it was exciting though. I mean, the main thing is that it really shows that, you know, for people to take a chance on new unknown superhero characters, you know, it's like, hey guys, you know, listen up, Hollywood. They want new superheroes. Give us independent artists and writers a chance. Not just me, but all of us in the community that have new, fresh ideas. And I saw your trailer with DeCat. Fantastic. Fantastic. Guys, if you haven't seen his trailer, check out a trailer for his stuff at DeCat. It's freaking awesome, man. It's great. Really good. And if you haven't seen mine, see mine. We just dropped it. Our animated cartoon trailer, which actually I used the real art from the comic book to make that, you know, and I drew all that by hand. Every like 5 seconds or so, there's original art drawn that we then use to, you know, animate, and again using different programs. So I hope you guys like the trailer. It brings it to life, you know.
One of the things I think people really like is first appearances. And if
yes,
you have,
this is the first appearance of not only this character, but Ravedactyl, codename Justice, Tricity. Its first appearance, especially on VeVe. We made sure to do that, plus the secret rare. But tell people more about it, please.
I mean, if you have 5 first appearances in this, and collectors will just like that. I've seen people come into, whether it's Pokemon cards or comic books, from other hobbies where they don't necessarily care about the comic book or Pokemon hobby. They're just like, I heard this was good. Let me buy a couple of these, and they just hold it. They put it in a vault forever. So you have the people that'll do that. You'll have the people, like there's 194 people here right now that are watching.
What's up, everybody?
A certain amount of percent of them will go buy it. You have VeVe Vet that had met you, I guess, at the VeVe party on Friday. He says, "What's up?"
Oh, cool. What's up? Hey.
So you have the people here, you have the other comic people, and then you have the fans that have one of those 12-inch synthetic things, because if it was 150,
Cool.
3,000 of them, but there's only 1,000 of these. So if they want to pair their action figure with one of your things, and if it's blind box and they don't know which cover they're going to get and they want
That's
a
right,
specific
it is.
cover, they're
Yeah.
going to buy a couple. So it's very
Yeah.
possible that this does pretty well, even if not at first. I mean, there'll be money going on in the secondary market. You'll be able to buy it on Stacker for OMI. You'll be able to buy it on secondary VeVe for gems right now. But
Wow.
yeah, this is how many issues are in this story arc that you have right now?
Oh, it's okay. So I have an announcement to make. So let me actually surprise everybody. If you get all 5 covers with the secret rare, and there's only 40 secret rares, we will airdrop you, VeVe will airdrop you the 6th unseen cover that is not even visibly seen yet. It's done. I sent it to them and it's ready. So if you get all 5 covers, boom, you get the 6th, which is a chaser. That's like even it's literally like another secret rare. It's really exciting, and I made sure to work that out. And shout out to David Yu and to Anthony and Zoe and Josh and all the people at VeVe. What's up, guys? It's a really terrific team out there. Everybody, Dan, everybody, y'all are terrific. And to all you collectors, thank you for keeping comics alive. Thank you as well, Randy. You are the man.
Yeah, this has been great. Epico VeVe saying, like, ask him about the synthetic skin. How does that work? What does it feel like?
It feels like skin. It feels like your cheek. Like, it's really weird to touch it. And it really does. Like, if you guys, like, for example, go to my website beyondcomics.tv, we have, like, I think we might have like 1 figure left, possibly there, or my eBay page. If you check it out, search rdactyl1 for eBay. I have some friend of mine over there, a couple of friends of mine running that account, and we have, like, there's 2 figures of Tricity, by the way. If you look, Tricity spelled Tricity. And if you type in Tricity TB League, T like Tony, B like boy, League, TB League, you'll see it on eBay. And there's a very special limited edition action figure of the battle damage version of her, with cuts and bruises and, bleeding from her battle damage when she was fighting with Dactyl or other superhero. And it's a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive limited edition to 66 pieces. So that's super, super rare, that figure particularly. And then you have the non-battle damage, which is also rare. I mean, it's like it's also a rare figure, but they sold out, like, in every country worldwide. And now what I'm trying to do is find some key investors who could help fund some of our next comic books and some of the other characters, so I could create more content to actually put on VeVe and really bring to the world with some of our stories. We have the stories done. We just need the the financing to put the manpower and labor into it, and the human power it takes to sit down and draw. It's about 10 to 12 hours for pencils and another 10 to 12 hours for inks, and then digital color. And you have, every page you have to do. So it takes literally 2 pages a week worth of work, and it's many people working on that. It's not just one person, and we want to do a whole universe of these characters. And we finished the movie scripts. We have big movie producers looking at the movie scripts now. We spent years on those, years on scripts.
Damn, that is a lot of work, and we appreciate it. We're gonna, I guess, we're a couple of us that are gonna go for it. You mentioned the 6th unseen one, but in the physical issues, because we could buy that book physically on your website right now, how many other issues are in that storyline that are out right now if we wanted to read the physical copies?
Well, we have my first book that we did, which was actually a preview of Gekido. It's Gekido versus Codename Justice. That was a Comic-Con limited edition exclusive that we had done. It's not available anywhere except in print and on my website at beyondcomics.tv. We have a small handful of those left. Here's the social media, by the way, if you guys want to go to beyondcomics.tv. I hope it's not blurry and you could actually see the website is coming out clean. And then
your other socials on there as well. Just
Oh, good, good. Yeah, and also if you're on X or Twitter, it's at Beyond Comics, not to be confused with Beyond Comics Now, the comic book shop. So look for Greg White, Beyond Comics. It's at Beyond Comics.
So there's I
Oh
wonder
yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
if we could have a crossover with the cat at some point.
that'd be cool.
That would be
Sure,
fun.
that'd
I
be
had a
really
few
fun.
meetings in New York Comic Con about doing some crossovers with other people, and it's going to take a while because the first one's not even out yet, and
Sure.
if we want, but the second one's written and half of the third one's written, and there's a bunch of other so there's a bunch of creations there that it'd be pretty cool to get some cross pollination of just us. But then you have Chaos on the Chains, you have Crappy Bird, you have Sharby, you have so many of these awesome characters. It'd be fun to see them. Do they? So the Ardactyl that's in there. So they're familiar with bipedal creatures that aren't humans, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting too that you said that. So the character Ravidactyl, let me just go pull up a picture so you guys can see who we're talking about. So that is Ravidactyl right there, live in the flesh, and he's human with this organic armor and stuff.
Okay.
And you know, it's we have a little preview of it in the VeVe edition. So it's going to end up being 64 pages, unlike the prototype Comic-Con book that came out. This is different. This actually has not just this art, but additional stuff. I've redrawn a lot of panels and faces and things, and then I added to it and then expanded the back of the book with a commemorative behind the scenes look at Beyond Comics, and you know, where I met Stan Lee before he passed away, and you know, as well as like Howard Stern and Jim Lee and Coco from, you know, Law and Order, Ice-T's wife, which is really cool. She's a great supermodel, and you know, and just all the fun and excitement behind the scenes. So that was like our Comic-Con prototype, and then you know, you have then the limited edition version of the comic that comes with the action figure, and then we have the VeVe edition, which is like the ultimate, you know, first appearance of everything. I put like my whole life's work into that, you know, and I hope that that will launch the platform so we could do all these other books that we have planned, you know.
Heck yeah. So that would
It'd be
be
great.
that's cool. So I just wanted to see if we had a reason for them to, like, how would they react to a bipedal like cat or dog that can speak, you know, like human, like
Cool.
are there, like, who are their enemies? Are they other humans in like these suits?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So in the story, well, I'll start with Gakito because he's like the launching pad for all the other characters. So Gakito wakes up in the middle of being attacked by ninjas, and he doesn't know where he is. He's a warrior assassin that's been alive through the centuries. He doesn't know what time he's in. He doesn't know who he is, where he is, what's happening. All he knows is that ninjas are attacking him, and he's got to escape and figure out who's behind this. And then he will discover that Kari Tagawa's character, who's playing the part of Lord Shinryu and has the crown of 10,000 suns, is behind, you know, kind of this evil organization. He has to save the world, you know, through this. I don't want to blow too much of the story. It's an exciting story, but in it, you're going to see like little previews of some of the other characters. You know, like Tricity and you know, like Unmasked in it, you know, as Jeannie before she becomes. I've already spoiled who she is, but that's okay. That's all right. You don't know enough yet to have it ruin anything for you guys, so don't worry. It's still good. And then from there we go on to my other characters that I created, Ravidactyl and codename Justice and Tricity, and these are separate stories that will eventually tie together in my own versions of like a team up, like an Avengers type of team up later. But these are individual stories, and just to tell you a little bit about those characters in the universe and the world that they exist in, they all exist in our world, in our time. So like codename Justice fights to get to the truth behind the corruption and conspiracy theories and see, you know, what's really happening in the world using prototype armor, and turns himself into an actual human defense weapon based on real military prototype tech armor. So it's stuff that isn't out, including using a combination of shear thickening fluid for protective battle armor. And then we move on to the next character, Ravidactyl. And the cool thing about this character is that, you know, he finds this ancient alien mythological armor that they realize is not myth but fact, and along the way, it possesses him, and he has to learn how to wield it like an atomic bomb, because it uses him as almost like a battery to power itself. And he's got to learn how to harness that power and then bridge the gap between the past, present, and future before the evil Sunder takes over, who was originally, God rest his soul, he's a wonderful guy, cast as Sunder, is Dave Prowse, who was the original Darth Vader in the first Star Wars trilogy. And he flew in from England to shoot a live-action short that I directed, and we ended up winning the New York International Independent Film and Video Film Festival, which is ITN Distribution now, who did the Winnie the Pooh and Popeye dark horror films recently, which is cool. So I was glad that we won that. And then the HBO-sponsored Urban Action Film Festival Award, which was really good too. And we also got Donald Faison, Turk from Scrubs and the movie Clueless, as our character Gunner in there, and then Coolio as well, Grammy Award-winning rapper. Such a sad thing that we lost these guys. They were so great, you know, Coolio and Dave Prowse. You know, thank gosh, you know, Donald Faison is kicking good. You know, he's doing his stuff. So that's great, you know. And it's really exciting though, just to see everybody come together. And this is, by the way, the action figures again for those of you who are just tuning in. And you can see the seamless synthetic skin here of the action figure. That's Coco Austin as Cleo, goddess of seduction, right there.
She's very seductive.
You know, my friends asked me, they're like, Greg, you know, Coco came to your house and she's posing for you and you're drawing her. You know, did you try to ask her on a date or do it? They said she's married to Ice-T. I would never do that. He's like, you know, not only because he has a knife in most of his pictures in the magazine or anything, but you know, but because I respect him. He's a really wonderful guy, you know. So it was great. Like, how did you resist? I said, I'm a professional artist. I'm not going to attack her. What's the matter with you guys? You know what I mean? But this was all of us at Comic-Con. She was so cool that she dressed up as Cleo and came and signed autographs for me at New York Comic-Con, as well as Adrienne Curry, winner of America's Next Top Model, and Stan Lee's superhero show that he did, which was great. And
that was so cool.
Wasn't that a great show, right?
Yeah, I think did Feedback win of that one? I remember.
Oh, you're talking about Stan Lee's well, she did Stan Lee's Superfans, and then Stan Lee did his show Who Wants to Be a Superhero.
Oh, that was okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that was, and this is, by the way, speaking of Stan Lee and I, and he signed my original Spider-Man Amazing Fantasy 15, which was great. I'd had that a long time. And then, of course, Todd McFarlane, the man.
Oh, Todd. Yeah.
He's so great. He's the one who gave me my start in comics, guys, in case you didn't know. Like, I was like a teenager in school, and I met him, and he hired me. And my first paid job in comic books to draw the featured double-page pinup poster art for Spawn issue number 30. It was real dream come true to do that, you know. And he and I did a video talking about it, which was great, you know, as my first paid job in comics. And then he was nice enough to bring me back, and I drew Spawn live on Oddkey, the NFT site, which was great, you know. And drawing that live was so scary. I had never drawn for 3 hours live before and done an interview while I'm drawing. It was so nerve-wracking. And I drew Spawn's hand like this, like literally in that pose. And the pinky, I kept screwing up when I was trying to draw it. So the whole world is watching me totally not do this correctly and trying to fix the pinky in my pen. And I'm like, oh my God, it's embarrassing. But they were so supportive. They're like, you can do it, Greg. I was like, all right. I finally fixed the pinky. And they're like, yes, he did the Spawn hand, you know? And then they auctioned it off. And most of McFarlane's work, apparently, when he has artists do stuff, they told me that it usually auctions off for their digital token, their OCT coin, for about 275,000 OCT coin, which was great. But mine sold for 9.1 million OCT coin, which is like, what? Like, that's bonkers, man. You know, and I mean, they kept most of that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But still, it was great, you know, just to be able to be a part of that. And I found out who won it. It's the special effects artist from the CW, The Flash, and Supergirl.
Oh, heck yeah.
He was awesome. So I'm so glad. Shout out to him, man. Thank you for bidding on that and winning the art. So that just happened, you know, so that was great. You know, it was really exciting.
So on the, just got to bridge something real quick. So
Sure.
we have a couple of people saying that they love your stuff.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you.
For Stan Lee, when he signed the AF-15, did you get that graded?
I did. I had a CGC graded. And unfortunately, when my dad got sick, I ended up having to sell it to pay some medical bills and things like that, which broke my heart. And I saw that that book is tracked by CGC. There's a number. And I saw that that same book sold for about $80,000 last summer.
Damn.
So I wish I didn't sell it.
Yeah.
it still hurts, you know what I mean? But hey, family first, right?
Life gets in the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill said
Medical bills are crazy.
We got 13 hours, 55 minutes, Bill, and it comes out on comics.vv.me, and that's going to be a great time. We're very excited.
Absolutely. And if you guys want to check it out, you could just look for the Beyond Comics logo on VV. And they said you could buy it through the app also, which is great. So I know they're doing Fantastic Four, and then I guess you could find my book through there by clicking on my profile after 11 a.m. Eastern time on the 23rd. So I don't know if you buy it like through the app but you could use the app to get it, whether it's redirecting you to the website or on the app itself.
Okay, I didn't know we could get it on the app. All right, sweet.
Yeah. So it's done in some kind of a way that hasn't been done before or something. So I don't understand it all, but they assured me it could be bought through the app or on the website directly. That's what they said.
Awesome. We'll take a look at both. I'll have a great to be. Oh, this is Dog Boy. Georgie met you in New York as well. You had a lot of people that met. Dude, it's so worth it to go to those things because once people meet you and they're like, "Oh yeah, I met him. I'm gonna get his stuff on VV." It's
cool.
Yeah,
that was like the best night. I love the community. The VV community is so awesome, and there's so many brilliant, you know, collectors and creators, and it was a really wonderful experience to meet good-hearted people and a good positive community. Like we need that in the world, man. Like I really feel strongly that the whole world I see is torn apart, and you have, you know, extremists on the left and the right, and nobody's getting along, and then there's no role models to look up to anymore in the world. And I've talked to people about this, and you know, that we need a role model that everybody can agree on. You know what I mean? And I said, you know what, if I could, you know, maybe bring people back together again through my artwork or through my characters and what they're doing, maybe that's a way to kind of bring us all together, because just like Star Wars brought us all together when we were kids, you know, maybe we could do that again through some of my characters and some of the other wonderful creators out there too.
Yeah. There's a video part of a video I want to play here.
Sure, let me see.
And you're the that was a wild night. We get
that was great.
crazy.
What a great time. That's at the VV after party, guys. It was so fun.
We get pretty crazy over there. We have a bunch of great times. I think I accidentally swapped something for something else that I did not mean to. I have to swap something again.
Right now?
No, it was USDC. I guess I had swapped it for another version of USDC. I thought I wanted to bridge it to base.
Oh wow.
But it didn't let me because I'm selling a certain thing here, and
okay.
It gave me it says I swapped it from USDC. So I have the other USDC, but it didn't but it is not showing up on my I might have, if I just lost 9,400, I'm gonna kill myself. But
no, don't do that. We need you. Stick around.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let me. I think they'll just figure out a way to bring me back to life until the DACAT comic comes out.
Oh my gosh, I hope so, man.
Like, no, Chavi, no.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the key too. Like, I don't think people realize, you know, how important their support is. You know, like we're offering right now on Beyond Comics. If anybody goes to my website or they follow us on social media, you know, beyondcomics.tv, you know, if anybody's interested in like investing or getting equity in our company that we could produce more work, that would make things like doing a crossover much more possible and speed up and accelerate the process, because it takes a lot of people to work on these things and create stuff. And guys, I've seen his comic book. It is phenomenal. It is so fun. Like, wow, like they have really done something special. So we'll save it for when you're ready to release it. But
I can't, yeah, I can't wait. That, and it should be, we've gotten, I had like a long meeting with the artist yesterday.
okay,
And so it was supposed to originally be like 40 pages, or it was supposed to be like 20 something pages, then it wound up being 40, and now it's like 80.
wow,
Because it's very dialogue heavy.
wow.
So some of the artists like, hey, I can't make this into one page, and
They can't
most
crunch
of
it.
them went to 2, but some of them went to like 3, and then there's other people that are added in there as well. It's like, so there's yeah, it's gonna be a good I mean, it's very wordy, very lot of words. So
Yeah.
I might have.
I mean, what I saw though was extremely visual. You know, the stuff, the pages that you shared with me so far are so visual. So they're spreading it out very well. So if you guys get the comic, it's going to be a ton of art with like some word balloons, but they don't look dialogue heavy in what I saw, you know,
Yeah.
so I'm excited. It looks really cool. Like, and I was so inspired by, you know, one of the characters that I drew him on the main cover for one of your, I guess we don't know if it'll be like a common or a secret rare or what the cover will be.
We haven't we have, I think, 3 of the covers done. There's 2 others left that need to be done, and we haven't discussed. We might just do random, and just be like, okay, whoever, we'll just put them in a hat. We'll assign a number. Okay, this one, number 1. All right, you're a common, you're an uncommon, and then
That's cool. Okay. Or I mean, we're doing a blind box, so nobody knows what cover of the 5 covers that I drew. And I should tell people, by the way, for our drop tomorrow on VeVe, we have the Gakito cover that you see here, right?
Yeah.
And then we have for the first time a cover with both Gakito and Coco as Cleo on the cover, and then we have the Cleo cover where she's just jumping at the page, and the next one is her like lunging in the air. It's a really cool kind of cover. And then we have the secret rare, which is the Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa from Mortal Kombat and the Man in the High Castle Amazon Prime cover, fighting Gakito as the actual comic cover. And again, just for those of you who are tuning in now, I see some new numbers popping up there. Hello, everybody. If you get all 5 covers, we airdrop you the 6th secret cover. We airdrop it to you through VeVe.
that'll be a rare one, because like the max editions would be 40, because there's only 40 secret rare, so
That's
you know
it.
the max would be that. But there might be some people that don't. Yeah, there might be some people that don't know, and they might have 1 or 2 secret rare, but they don't have the set, and you know suddenly they don't get it. So now there's 38, and there's 36. So there might be. Ank is saying, how much money are you looking for? What % equity? I don't know if he's talking to me or you. I mentioned selling some of my shares in a company I own.
Okay.
I don't. What about you? Do you own 100% of the keto, or is it like, well, I own like 85%, and we have
no, so it's my company is beyondcomics.tv. So Beyond Comics is the operating company, and then we have an advisory board with some of the celebrities involved and people I had mentioned. And what we do is we will make sure they're accredited investors, and if they want to buy equity in our company, then they would get a percentage of that based on what they purchase. Right now, I'm still majority shareholder of the company, so that's very helpful. It actually it allows us to still create and do everything that we want and share in the success. And we have a lot of investor benefits, like an anti-dilution clause, which my legal team is like, why are you offering an anti-dilution clause? Like, because it comes out of my portion. But I said, why not? Why not give bonuses and make it sweet for them. So one of the great things is that Kari Tagawa for Mortal Kombat and Man in the High Castle, he's a, you know, what a great honor it is not only to have him in our comic, but he is one of my investors, and he gave me permission to say. And he also owns a percentage of the company, and he is my business partner. He's been terrific, you know, and to have him be a part of it. And then he was so happy, and we made a little bit of a profit, and then he ended up investing again and buying more equity, which was terrific. So it's, you know, I feel like that also can maybe give confidence to new investors that, oh, wow, celebrities actually own a piece of Beyond Comics, my company, and it's my life's work. I've invested my entire life savings in my company. So I am 100% invested in the company, and whatever we make, I put right back in the company. I don't take vacations. I don't buy sports cars. I just create superheroes.
I understand. We have, so there's no, you guys weren't looking to raise any money right now?
But no, we are. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to raise money so that we could produce more work, and we could produce more comic books to actually give to VeVe as distribution, which would be terrific to put them on the platform. So the more money that we can raise now, the more we could produce at an accelerated pace. And my goal is, if we could raise a lot of money, then I could produce multiple comic book titles simultaneously instead of one at a time. And listen, like you guys out there, you could see, like Randy and I, oh my God, the amount of time it's taken us to make the comic. I mean, he's been working on this now, like a few years, right? And, you know, and me as well.
We had the idea last year. We announced in January, but we had to do a bunch of rewrites because Crappy Bird wants in, then Charby wants in, and then Chaos on the Chains want in, and it's like, okay, and then, yeah, and then we have to do, I had to write all of these other comics that ran in parallel with it, and we all have to come together on, like, in the third comic. So and then for like the other ones, Space Penguins goes right into the third one, and that has to come out because that's a prequel to Nike the Pig, and that has to come out before Digi Joints, and they all have to come out before like the fifth one. And it's like
that's it. You got it. You got it. It's all like very carefully, strategically done. So, you know, like when we draw a comic book, people might be like, oh, why don't you just bang it out or whatever? Well, no, it doesn't. We're not doing like a simple style. Like you could see like the level of detail, you know, that's drawn in here. It's, you know, about 10 to 12 hours for pencils. And then again, another for inks, and then another for color. And it's not just one page at a time. We have to plot out the whole series, all the panels, make sure that the dialogue fits and that everything works. One of the scariest things is to have to, when you care so much about the story, like I really care. So I've spent years perfecting the movie scripts. We have big Hollywood producers now looking at our movie scripts. If I said who it is, you guys would know immediately, which is exciting. So I'm glad that, you know, my manager met with him out in Los Angeles for dinner, and is a very well-known person, one of our favorite movies, you know. So they're interested in some of my characters and some of the superheroes that I've created, especially for Ravedactyl and Codename Justice. I do want to give out a quick shout out to my dear friend, Joe Tom Collins. He was my writing partner in the script for one of the things that we did, and I brought him on board to add some of his magic touch to a script that I had written. And unfortunately, he passed away a few weeks ago, and he was a dear friend, and we will definitely miss him. Heart attack, unfortunately. He was a wonderful, genius, creative guy, and he created a character named Binge, Rise of Behemoth. So I hope that we'll be able to put the book out for him one day, which would be terrific. You know, he was a great guy, really good guy.
Omar, this will be out on VeVe tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That'll be great.
Yes.
And yeah, good time. So we have a bunch of things. And Ang, if you're looking to invest, shoot me or Greg a message, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Hello, Ang. What's up? Was he talking to both of us, or?
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I don't even know if he knows which company I was selling shares in. So I don't.
Reach out to us, Ang. You sound cool.
Yeah, let's get the spread. Let's make the spread together.
That'd be great, man. You know how to contact Randy. I'm at Beyond Comics, and it's a win-win if you do it with both of us.
Yeah. I've got a couple of things I gotta go over before I have to be on another show in like 10 minutes. So we'll
Oh my gosh, okay.
But anything that you wanted to go over before we
Yes.
ended it here?
Yes, definitely. So again, just for anybody who tuned in, we drop live on vv.me/comics/publisher/Beyond Comics. You could get Keto #1 October 23rd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. West Coast time, and 5 first appearances, 5 different covers, secret rare, and a 6th secret to drop. So I'm excited about it, guys. And please make sure to like, follow, share, subscribe to my X Twitter account, as well as my Instagram. I'm more heavily on Instagram. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys are mostly on X, but follow, please, please, please. And if you're interested in investing, definitely reach out as well to either of us. And I really look forward to continuing. This is an exciting time.
Heck yeah, I can't wait. Greg, appreciate it so much. I'll talk to you tomorrow after it drops.
You got it. To be continued, as they say in comics. And check out our trailer too.
Catch you later, man. Peace.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Hey. Oh god, I have to remix these.
Oh, I think we're still live.
Yeah, it takes a second to